Mind reading present. 5 signs your boyfriend is toxic and trying to belittle you. Underestimating someone in a relationship is not a good thing, so if you are involved with a toxic man, you should be aware of it. There will be some signs of a toxic relationship if you're dealing with a toxic boyfriend, and you can't ignore it. There are many possibilities that a relationship can be toxic, and one of them is a controlling relationship. If you're in a controlling relationship, you need to be aware of what can happen if you don't end it. A controlling relationship is when your toxic boyfriend gradually isolates you from your friends, family, and anyone else you care about. You end up losing your self-esteem and having trouble remembering things you once believed, thought, and felt. This is just one example of why you should be on the lookout for signs your boyfriend is toxic. Underestimating someone in a relationship results in that person losing self-esteem and having trouble remembering who they were before they were together. When you first meet a poisonous man, he doesn't show his dark side. Instead, he may present himself as your dream come true. But over time, she changes and shows her true face. And this usually happens when you already love her very much, and you refuse to face her true nature. Don't ignore the signs of a toxic relationship. If you see signs your boyfriend is poisonous, you should stay away from him for your own good. Underestimating someone in a relationship can have serious consequences for that person's mental health. You deserve someone who will see you as equal to them, not less valuable. I know how hard it can be to give up on someone you love, even after you see how bad the relationship is for you. But you have to think about yourself. A man who likes to belittle someone in a relationship is not the man you want to be. He is not a healthy human being, and in fact, he is very toxic and can cause you a lot of pain. I know you think leaving her now will hurt because you still love her, but trust me, it will only get worse as time goes by. It's not easy to leave, but the sooner you do, the more likely you are to get out of the relationship with as few consequences as possible. Maybe you think that you can change him, but you need to realize that he will most likely change you be the worst. For all these reasons, you need to read the signs. Your boyfriend is toxic, and belittling someone in a relationship is something he or she likes. 1. He is the one who handles communication. One thing is for sure, there is no healthy communication in a toxic relationship, consciously or not. You may not realize it at first, but the two of you will only fight when he is in the mood to argue, and it's the same as making peace. Once you realize that you can't talk to your boyfriend, it's time to leave the relationship. Sometimes, you may want to resolve a conflict or something that's bothering you, but you'll feel like you're talking to a brick wall if he's not in the mood to have that conversation. Instead of talking about everything, he'll be passive-aggressive, and he'll just shut up, which will make you even angrier. You don't deserve that treatment from her, and you want to talk about everything, but she doesn't allow it. By giving you silent treatment, your boyfriend is actually trying to train you. So in the end, you become afraid to confront him about anything for fear that you will experience the same situation. This is one of the ways he uses to show you that the two of you are not equal in this relationship, and over time, he manages to weaken you. 2. His behavior is inconsistent. If this guy is so bad, why don't you leave him? Well, this sign explains why. Actually, he didn't always act toxic. There will come a time when this man is kind, generous, romantic, loving, and caring, and everything that a woman wants. The reason you haven't left her is precisely because of the precious moment when she acted like the best boyfriend you can imagine. You retain those moments, and that's why you retain them. Before long, however, the behavior was followed by something quite the opposite, leaving you wondering if you were involved with a bipolar man. His mood swings happened for no apparent reason, and he was the only one who understood the logic behind the changes. The bad logic is that he knows you'll leave him if he's always mean to you, and he doesn't want that to happen, so he gives you what you need temporarily, making you always hope that good man you love will come back again. One moment, he may be planning a future with you, and you will really feel the intensity and depth of his love, and in the next moment, he will withdraw and move away from you. In addition, his pleasant episodes can easily be followed by aggression or anger that he does not want to explain. When this starts to happen, Gradually, you start blaming yourself and start thinking that you are the cause of the behavior. You think he's like this because of something you've done or said. You need to understand that it is not true. None of your actions caused his bad behavior. He's just a poisonous guy who uses this tactic to keep you from leaving him. 3. He does not behave the same when you are both alone and when together. Most toxic people are also narcissists. A narcissist has a very fragile ego and feels the need for constant affirmation and admiration from everyone around him. It may be very important to your boyfriend that others see him at his best, because he needs their love and respect. This is why he spares no effort to maintain a good public image, and he will be angry if you don't act accordingly in public. Others consider him a great guy because he acts so nice, polite, and friendly. And this is probably what drives you crazy the most, because people tell you that you are lucky to have him. However, they don't know how her behavior changes when you two are alone, as she takes off her mask, revealing her true personality. Of course, she's also kind to you at first, but once she's sure you love her, she knows you won't leave her when she shows her true face. All this drives you crazy, mainly because you think that you are imagining something. How could everyone think he was a good man if he wasn't? This kind of thinking starts to make you believe that you are the one with the problem, not him. Because he shows his bad behavior only in front of you, you start to think it's because of you. Are you sure you caused him to behave in a toxic manner? Yes, that's what he wants you to think. But of course, you shouldn't. Do not let the mask, which fools others, also fool you, and especially do not let the mask convince you that you have made a mistake. He tries to undermine you by making you doubt everything you know is true. 4. He acts superior. When you are in a relationship with the toxic guy, he will use every opportunity to look down on you. At first, he will do it subtly because this way, you won't even understand that he underestimated you, but your confidence level will get lower and lower, without you even realizing it. He will compare you to others, and will use humor and jokes just to make you feel bad about yourself. The joke is not funny, and its only purpose is to ridicule and criticize you, and once you are offended, the reason that it is just a joke is to give you the final blow. This makes it seem as if not only is the criticism true, but there are other criticisms because you didn't react properly. He's basically telling you that you have no right to feel what you feel, and that he's got a right to tell you all the bad things he wants. This man considers himself superior to everyone around him, including you, and will never be able to support the two of you to become equal partners in the relationship. She is actually intimidated by your beauty and intelligence, so she looks down on her because of her own insecurities. Instead of overcoming that insecurity, he will try to destroy your self-esteem and self-image, because only then can he feel superior to you. And this will cause you not to feel smart enough, beautiful enough, or good enough. By always implying that he is superior to you, this man is trying to convince you that you should be grateful that he even cares about you, let alone put up with you all this time. He wants you to think that you'll never find anyone who treats you right, or thinks you've had enough. So you'll get the impression that you're stuck with him, like it or not. I know how it feels, but you can't believe his lies and tricks. You'll start thinking he's the best guy you can find, and no one else wants to be with someone like you. He basically brainwashes you into thinking about that, and you have to be aware of it. You are pretty good, and there are many men who are desperately willing to be with girls like you. I know, it's hard for you to believe it now, but believe me that I didn't just say it, it's true. Any man you can find will be better than a man who looks down on you, and you will find a man who will treat you well. Men who recognize your worth will teach you that you deserve it. You will find such a man, so don't let your toxic boyfriend convince you otherwise, and realize he's just trying to prevent you from leaving him. 5. He shines a light on you. One of the worst forms of emotional manipulation is gaslighting, which is used by all toxic people, and it's more dangerous than you might think. Gaslighting means he will go to great lengths to convince you that you have misinterpreted or misunderstood some of the things he said or did. He may even claim that something didn't happen, or that he didn't say some things, even though you're sure he did. A toxic man will constantly play around with words, so he can make you think you don't understand what he really wants to say. This behavior can be very harmful to your mental health, So you should leave this man as soon as you realize that he is doing this to you. All he wants is to be right all the time, and he will do anything to convince you that he is right, until you start assuming so all the time. In addition to being exhausting, as time goes by, gaslighting makes you doubt your mental sanity, because suddenly, you don't know what really happened, what your version of events is, and what the version is. So you start avoiding any kind of confrontation because you know you will not achieve anything, and this gives him the opportunity to act as he wishes. If you notice these signs of a toxic boyfriend in your relationship, you need to stay away from him before he actually damages your self-esteem and mental health. A healthy relationship is when both partners are equal, so don't settle for anything less than that. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends so we can keep making them. For more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and remember to click on the notification bell. Also, be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thanks for watching.